Hello dear students, welcome to your ELE class. My dear students, what is this? A flower. It is a rose and it is red in color. Okay. My dear students, let me write some nouns that we will notice here. Now you have seen a flower, that's a rose. What is its color? It's red. Let me write red color. Red rose. Okay, my dear students, I have some candies for you. Look, these are 4 candies. Let me write 4 candies. Okay dear students, I have a table over here. It is round in shape. So round table. And I have this notebook. This is big in size. You can see it. We can write big notebook. My dear students, we have written red rose, 4 candies, round table, big notebook. These are the names of noun: rose, candies, table, notebook. And noun, you know it, nouns, or we can say naming words. Naming words that are the names. Naming words or nouns are the names of persons, places, animals or things. So my dear students, here are the names of some nouns. And then before nouns, what we have written? We have written red rose means color. The color of the rose is red. We have written 4 candies because we had 4 candies. We have written 4. 4 is a number. So number of candies is 4. We have written round table. Round is shape. It's not square. It's not cuboidal. It's round. So we have written round table. The shape of the table is round. And we have written big notebook. Big is size, means the notebook is big in size. It's not small in size. It is big in size. So my dear students, red, 4, round and big. These are the words that are describing these nouns. For example, red, this is the color red. The word red describes the color of the noun rose. Yes. And 4. 4 is a word that tells us about the number of candies, means we have 4 candies. And round tells us about the shape of the noun. Noun is table. And big tells us about the size of the notebook. The size of the noun notebook. Notebook is noun and the size of notebook is big. So dear students, these are the words that are describing these nouns, and we call these words which describe these nouns as describing words. Here I will write describing words. You have learnt about these describing words in theme 2. Again we are learning about the same describing words, or we call them adjectives also. Adjectives. My dear students, describing words, or we call them adjectives. What are describing words or adjectives? Here we know describing words are the words. Describing words are the words that describes the noun. Simple. That describes the noun. means that tells us more about nouns. More about nouns. You can understand it from the example like red tells us about the rose. 4 tells us about the candies. Round tells us about the table. Big tells us about the notebook. For example, my dear students, we can take more examples. For example, smart teacher. Smart teacher. Smart is a word and it is describing the noun teacher. Teacher is a noun. So teacher is smart. So smart is a word that tells us more about teacher, that teacher is smart. Okay, we can write big house. House is noun and big. The word big is describing the house. It tells us about house. That house is big. So big is a describing word. Smart is a describing word. Yes, we can write also round table. Round table. The table is round. Yes, and also we can write about 2 chocolates. 2 is a describing word and it tells us about that the number of chocolates is just 2. Chocolate is noun, table is noun, house is noun, teacher is noun. And these words smart, big, round, 2, these are describing these nouns. These words tell us more about the nouns. So my dear students, we can see that adjectives or describing words, they describe about quality. We can write they describe about the quality, size, color, shape and number of a noun. Isn't it? My dear students, adjectives or describing words, they also tell us about how something or someone looks. For example, and that someone is a noun. Adjectives, or we can say describing words, they also tell us about that how something or someone looks. Tastes, how someone smells, how someone sounds, how someone feels. Okay, so my dear students, adjectives or describing words, they don't only tell us about the quality, size, number, but they also describe that how something or someone is noun. How noun looks, how noun tastes, how noun smells, how noun sounds, or how noun feels. For example, we can understand it with the example. For example, I can say pretty girl. Girl is a noun and she is very pretty. So pretty tells about the girl, that pretty tells us about the look. How someone, or we said someone or something look, so girl is looking pretty. Pretty is describing girl. Pretty girl. We can write fragrant rose. We have a rose here. Yes, it smells so good. Fragrant rose. The word fragrant, it describes the smell of the rose. It tells us about whether rose has nice smell or not. So fragrant means very nice. Fragrant is a good smell. So fragrant describes the smell of rose. Another example we can take, thundering clouds. बादल जब गरजते हैं, thundering clouds. So this thundering is a word and it describes the sound of the clouds. It tells us about that how clouds sound. It tells us about sound. Fragrant tells about, it describes about smell. And pretty, it describes about looks. We have one more, we can take one more example. We can write sweet juice. Sweet juice. Juice is very sweet. Juice is not bitter. Juice is not sour. Juice is sweet. So sweet tells about taste. Taste of juice. That juice is very tasty. So sweet is describing juice. We can take more example. Soft toy. Soft toy. Toy is soft. So soft describes the word, the noun toy. So soft tells us about feel, that it's feeling very soft. It's not hard. It's very soft toy. Feeling soft. So soft tells us about, describes about the feelness of toy, that it feels so soft. So my dear students, these are called as describing or adjectives, describing words or adjectives. Pretty, fragrant, thundering, sweet, soft. These are all describing words and they describe about noun, simply noun. A noun is name of a person, place, animal or a thing. Here we have noun girl, here we have noun rose, here we have noun clouds, here we have noun juice, here we have noun toy. So my dear students, now today we learnt about adjectives or describing words. Again, we can say that adjectives or describing words are the words that describes the noun, that tells us more about the noun and also tells us that how noun looks, how noun tastes, how noun smells, how noun sounds or how it feels. So my dear students, quickly I would like to show you your textbook. You have read about this. What does Prince want? We can quickly have a glimpse of these pictures. Just look at it. See, king, queen and prince. Now we can describe them. Quickly we will describe them. Look at the king. He is happy. Queen is also happy. She is excited. Excited, happy. So these are, I am describing them. These are describing words. We are describing king and queen. They are happy. They are excited. Now, on the contrary, if we see prince, he is sad. His mood is not good. He is sad. So sad is describing prince. Sad prince. His eyes, look at the eyes, round eyes. He is not feeling good. He is sad. He is unhappy. So unhappy, sad. These are the words that are describing the prince. That prince is not in a mood. But king and queen, they are very happy. They are excited. They have food. Just look at the food. This food is very tasty, yummy, juicy. So dear students, look at the words. Notice the words. I am using happy, excited, juicy, yummy. Here prince is sad, unhappy. So these words describe the king and queen, and unhappy and sad are the words that are describing prince. My dear students, you will also go through these pages and you will describe them with more words, and also you will write on your notebook about yourself. There you will describe yourself. Okay, so my dear students, I hope you got today's topic. Allah Hafiz.